At the time, I thought that there were probably about 500, and it turned out that that was woefully low, that we have since then identified 4,600 Civil War veterans here at Greenwood Cemetery. And of those 4,600, 2,000 had absolutely no markers here at the cemetery. And so we're not talking about just a marker that has a name and a life date. They had nothing. The 150th anniversary of the beginning of the Civil War is really a landmark in terms of an appropriate time to look back. These men sacrificed so much. Many sacrificed their lives on behalf of a cause really greater than themselves, and we think that it's worth honoring. We have books from the first burials here at Greenwood, 1840, up through 1937. And so we can start in 1861 and start to see Gettysburg, July of 1863. You see place of death, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Cause of death, gunshot wound, and clearly a Civil War soldier. Men who died in Virginia of typhoid fever in 1864. Was he a soldier, or was he just somebody who was traveling through Virginia? And so then it's a matter of researching that and trying to sort that out. Once we do establish that we have the right person, then our volunteer, Terry Svensson, goes out to check the gravestone if we have identified it otherwise. If there isn't, then we will order a gravestone from the Veterans Administration. The gravestone comes in, and our staff here at the cemetery will then install the gravestone.
I've been around the world a number of times. I've been in all the best museums in the world. Nothing beats this, because first of all, you have it by yourself. You can touch it, you can walk through it. There's birds flying around, right? There's wind blowing through your hair, right? So it's a walking, living museum. My role in the project is to search the grounds, looking to see what veterans should get a headstone from the Veterans Administration. They teach the general, they teach, they teach one president. Sometimes they might teach the other president of war. The big guys they teach. I find more pleasure in finding the small guys, the privates, the guys that have lost the history, and finding their stories, because it gives me a true indication of what happened. Well, I wouldn't say true, from my perspective, true, or what happened to the day-to-day people during the war. As I got more personally involved with the veterans, let's say, and reading the stories and reading the smaller stories, it just overwhelmed me. People died. 600,000 people died in that war. A lot of them came here from Brooklyn. And if we can, bring back some memory, that's great, right? And not only that, but also bring them back into history and have the people of New York, the United States, know the sacrifice of the war and what they did. Right, because it's forgotten.